All right, what's up guys? This is Johnson Jajoute coming back at you from MPR Endurance in Langhorne, PA. This is Pat Sabatini, one of our lead instructors here for the MMA program, also at MPR Endurance in Langhorne, PA. All right, we're gonna answer a question that was brought to our attention about dealing with a southpaw that's, I guess, sitting back and waiting to counter you and things like that. So what I normally like to do if I'm dealing with southpaw, I know that's waiting to counter me. I know they're waiting to counter me with their power side, right? Which is gonna be their left side here. Now, what I normally like to do is I'm gonna circle from that power side. Now, as I'm circling with that power, away from that power side, I'm stepping to the outside of his lead foot, all right? His lead right foot with my left foot. And my hands are gonna be up as I'm doing it. And as I'm doing it, I'm getting closer to his lead hand here. So I know in my head, I'm getting close to that hand. I gotta look for that hand right away as I'm moving in that direction. So what I like to do is I'll stuff that hand. I like to jam it. And what I'll do is as I'm stepping to the outside of his lead foot, I'm just pumping out a jab here, stuffing that hand, all right? And there's a lot of ways to stuff and jam up that hand, all right? You can pump up a jab where you're constantly just pumping it back into his face. I can kind of like circle to kind of like bat it down to knock it away, just to keep him thinking about, I need to pick this hand up. I need to pick this hand up to keep it up. What he's doing when what he's not doing when he's thinking about picking that hand up to keep me from knocking out, punching me with it, all right? And that's what I want, so, right? So as I'm pumping that jab out, or I'm circling it, trying to bat that hand down, try to stuff that hand, and as I'm doing it too, guys, I'm not just pushing the hand in just one direction here. I'm pushing it down, I'm pushing it into him, I'm stuffing it and stuff like that. I'm just manipulating that hand as much as I can just to get him to think about, hey, what is he doing with my hand here? I need to get his hand back up. While he's thinking about that, what he's not doing is punching, all right? So, as I'm moving to that southpaw side, I'm pumping out that jab, I'm stuffing that hand, and I'm lining up that cross by power hand. What I'm doing at the same time too, I'm moving away from his power hand, which is, I'm increasing the distance where his power hand has to get to me as I'm moving to that side. That's why it's always good to move to the outside of that lead hand, because you're moving away from the power hand. It's gonna take longer for him to get there. It's gonna discourage him to throw it even less as I'm doing it. So, again, as he's waiting back to counter, all I'm doing is just pumping that hand and just moving away from that power hand. And once I line up my cross, that's when I'm letting it go, all right? And what I mean by lining up the cross, I'm either lining up with his head or the center of his body. And I'm moving my head to the outside whenever I'm throwing that cross, all right? So I'm jamming up that lead hand, moving away from the power hand, lining up my cross to throw it right down the middle, all right? That's it, guys.